Let us try to solve the problem number 5 in the part A of DBMS lab. The problem number 5 is as follows. We are supposed to create a table called as sales details containing the following fields. So we are supposed to create the serial number, month, target, uh, and quantity sold with a few conditions. Let's try to look at this table first. Let's try to create that table, and then we will solve the 4 questions which are given over here. So I'm going to go to my Notepad++, and I'm going to select the language as SQL, and I'm going to create a table. This is what they have said, create a table. The name of the table according to them is sales details. So I'm going to just copy it from here and paste it over there. So this is the table that we are supposed to create. So let's create the table, and the table has the salesman number. This is not serial number, the salesman number, the month, and target and quantity. So this is what is there. So let's start with the salesman number, the month, the target, and let me put a comma there, and quantity sold. The month, the one what you notice here is the salesman number. The salesman number, generally we think that it is a number. However, if you look at the question at the end, they said that salesman with the salesman number S001. If you notice S001 and S003. So these are numbers. So there are 5 altogether, 4 plus 1. 5 characters are there. So I'm going to take the serial number as varchar, and I'm going to take it as varchar, and I'm going to take it as varchar 5. The month, if you look at the month there, okay. If you look at here, the column number here, they said that specify the composite key, primary key for serial, the salesman number and month. And the target and sales must be positive. This is what they have said. But I assume that the month is the number from 1 to 12. That is 12 months in a year. So I'm going to take this month as a number. So I'm going to take this as a number. And 2 digits number, I'm going to take it. That is 12 is 2 digit number. And then I have the other things which are over here, and the other things which are available here are the target. So I'm going to take this target. If you look at the target and the quantity sold, what are they? If you are wondering what are they, see, whenever we have a salesman, generally they are given a target. The target is either they are supposed to sell 100 items in a month or 200 items in a month. That is a target that is given. They are supposed to sell that many items. They are supposed to sell 50 items in a month. That is a target that is given. And quantity sold is how many actual quantity they have sold. Suppose if the target is 100, they are supposed to sell 100 items in a month. And if they have sold only 75, then that means they have not reached the target. Suppose if they have sold 150, that is they have sold extra 50 in that month. So either they have reached the target or they have not reached the target. Now I am going to assume that they will not be given a very high number. So 5-digit number will be there. So in 10,000 items they may sell within the month. If you want, you can make it better, more than that. But I feel that it may not be possible for a salesman to sell so many items. Now coming to this month, I'm going to make one constraint to this one month over here. So I assume that the month which is there, it must be, okay, so month is between this number, which is between 1 and 12. So you know very well, month is any number between 1 and 12. So that is what I assume that the month to be there. And for coming to the target and quantity sold, if you look at here, they themselves have specified that the target and the sales must be positive number. So I'm going to take that target. I'm going to check this target as a positive number. Let me make it as target as a positive number. How do I say a positive number? Something which is greater than 0. Okay. Let me go and let me do the same thing. Then I'm going to check for the quantity sold. So quantity sold is also greater than 0. So this is what is there. Now, if you look at the other thing that they have specified over here is that they said specify a composite key, that is composite primary key, containing the salesman number and month. So salesman number and month together forms the primary key. So how do you specify that? I'm going to put a comma here. Remember, I cannot make one as primary key. Generally, we used to say this is primary key, but it is not possible because we have to combine these two things together. That is the salesman number and month together forms the primary key. How do I do that thing? For that, I have to put a constraint on the table. So I'm going to say constraints, and you can give any name to the constraint. Generally, we take the fields which are there, like serial number is one field, and the next one is the month is the second field, and I'm going to say this is a primary key. So serial number, month, primary key. So I've given some name that actually says what it is. So when somebody reads that constraint and then say serial number, month, primary key, okay, though they'll get it. Okay, so this is what he wanted to specify. So I'm going to say this is the primary key. Okay, and I'm going to say what I can say here is the primary key is consisting of serial number 1 and the month, the second one. So these are the things which are there. So this is the two things. Okay. Now again, if you want, you can say the month, the serial number is greater than not null. You can specify that. But the thing is, because I have made the combined thing as a primary key, naturally the month and serial number are obviously not null because it is part of the primary key now. So this is how the table will look like. And let's describe this particular table. Once we create it, let's describe the sales details table. Let's try to insert some records into our table, that is a sales details table. And the values that we are going to insert are, let's say, what are the values? So remember, the two values that you are supposed to use is whether you like it or not. These two serial numbers must be there. S0001, one serial number, it must be there, whether you like it or not, because you are going to run a query against that number. Okay. Let me take this month as the first month. See, that is the January. So this first part, this is the serial number. Okay. And the second part is the month number. And let's look at the target. So the target that is given was 100 for the salesman, and the salesperson has was able to produce more than the 100 items. So this is what the salesman, or in other words, he or she has sold more than 100 items. So for the same salesman number, that is 1001, in the month of February, the target given was 150, but let's say the salesman failed to give that particular thing. Now you may say that so this is you are repeating this two things. This is primary key. No, the primary key is this. In this case, the primary key is the combination of these two. They must be unique. If you notice there, both of them are unique. One is S0001, 1, this one, S0001, 2. They are unique by together, they must be unique. So in a record, you cannot repeat S001 and 1 again. It's not possible because that is taken up. That's the primary key that is taken up. So together they form the primary key, not unique. Together they must be unique in the table. Now let me copy these two and let me paste it. Let me put the, now if I run this one, I'm going to get an error message because you notice that there is a repetition of the primary key here. So this is repeating and this is also repeating. So that is not allowed. So when you have the primary key, see to it that together, now if you notice that together they are not unique. So if you say this is S001, comma 1. Now, if you look at this one, this is S002, comma 1. So they are not the same, even though this one is same, but here you notice that this is 2 here and this is 1 here. So they are not the same. Now, let's give some target to them. So let's assume that this person was given a target 200 and let's say this person failed to achieve this particular target, and next month, in the month of February, 350 target was given. So let's assume that this person went ahead and with the 435, so achieved the target much higher than what the target was there. This salesperson was able to achieve it. Let's go to the next salesperson and let me make it proper. And next salesperson is 3 and 3. So this is the salesperson. Let's assume that I'm going to take a different month. So every time it is not same. So let's say 4, month number 4 and month number 3. You can give it in any order. So if you want to, let me put it as month number 3, month number 4. So you have up to 12 months are there. You can keep on doing it, but don't do that during the examination, because don't unnecessarily don't try to give more numbers. Okay, so let's assume that 400 was the target, and let's assume that 455 was the achieved target, and let me assume that 350 was the target, and let's say that this person was able to achieve 505. Okay, so the numbers have been achieved. Some numbers, you're just giving some numbers, it's not this, but I'm going to put one more. The reason why I'm going to put this one more is so this is this kind of person is a bit a culprit person. So this is serial number, that is salesman number 4, and he was given a target of 400 and 350, but this person was not able to achieve his target. Okay, his or her target. So what is the meaning of this is I want to keep one person who never achieved his target. The reason why I'm doing it is there is one question that says that thing. Somewhere I'm going to talk about it. If you notice that, and never reached the target. This salesperson never reached the target. So this particular salesperson, if you look at this particular salesperson, in the month of March, he or she has not achieved the target. In the month of April, that person has failed to achieve the target. So this is a kind of a black sheep who is there. So I want them in my record. That is why I'm doing it. So let's go ahead and let's put a select statement. So select star from my say sales details table. With that, let's try to put it in the Oracle, and let's see whether we are able to achieve the desired result. So I'm going to log into my Oracle, and I'm going to go to the SQL workshop. And again, for the students, see, this is the Express edition that we are getting it. So this is an Express edition of Oracle. This is for free. Never try to download a torrent for Oracle or anything for when you're learning it. The Oracle is giving you the Express edition for free. You don't have to download a virus patched Oracle. You can simply download it and install it. There is no licensing as such for Express edition only, not for the other. And you can use it for free. You have to just give your email ID. And if you give your email ID and say that I am a student, they will not bother to even give you any of their advertisement. They will simply ignore you, and they will allow you to download the Oracle Express edition. The one that I'm using is Oracle. This is the 12th, I think, 12th edition. Don't download the 19th edition or 18th edition. They have made some drastic changes to the database ideas itself. So you may find it difficult to do that thing, run a simple things in that, because when you install it, they are going to ask a few questions that may go beyond your imagination. So with that, let me go ahead with the creation of a table. So I have the table with me. Let me run this table and see whether I have any syntax errors in it. So the table has been created. Let me describe this table. And when you describe this table, if you notice, let me slightly bring it over here. Okay, so you notice that target and this particular thing are null. I purposely did that thing. The reason is even if you have put, so one important thing you must realize that even if you have put the constraint saying that the value must be greater than 0, it does not mean that it cannot accept the null value. Null value will be always accepted. However, if you look at this particular table over here, this the serial number and month were not nullable. If you look at here, this is not nullable. The reason is they are part of the primary key. So when you give something to the oracle, now I have to figure out where is this. Okay, when you give something to the oracle, you must or for any database for that matter, when you say it is a primary key, it is assumed that it is not null. But when you put the constraint like this, check constraint or other thing, that does not mean that the field cannot accept the null value. So remember that thing. So I'm going to just drop, not this one, I think I'm going to drop this table for the time being, because I wanted to do that thing, drop table, this drop table, and I'm going to table, what is that I typed it. So drop table, and I'm going to drop this table, and I'm going to put one extra constraint. This is what I'm supposed to do it. This is, I'm going to say this is not null. So you must understand that this is not null, and this is also not null. So you must remember that thing. If you put the check, that does not mean that the field cannot accept the null value. So let me copy it and then paste it over here. Let me paste it over here, and let me create the table one more time. And I'm going to run this description of this particular table. And this time you notice that where is it? Almost all the fields over here are not nullable. Remember, when if you get a right mark here, that means this field is nullable. Now in this case, and this field is not nullable. So that is what I wanted. I don't want the null values to be there as a part of the constraint. Let me copy this part and let me paste it over here. I'm going to just add a few records into my table. So one after the other, I'm going to insert. I have inserted the first row, I've inserted the second row, and I have inserted the third row, and I have inserted the fourth row, and I have inserted the fifth, and sixth, and so on and so forth. So let me insert all the rows into the table, and finally I'm going to select all the rows of the table. This is what is the table. Let's go ahead and let's look at what are the questions that they have asked. Display the total sales. So what is the meaning of saying total sales? Total sales is this is what the sales. I will just give me a second. I'm going to just copy this, and I'm going to put it here, and let me go to the uh, workshop here. I'm going to go to the objects, and I'm going to search for my sales details table. So that is I think sales details is my table. Okay, this is the table. There are two tables. The one is sales detail. Okay, this was the table. Okay, so these are the values which are there in the sales details table. I want it for my explanation. That is why I kept it there. Now, what is the meaning of saying total sales? How much? What is the quantity that this person has sold? So, what is the total sales means? What is the total of quantity that the particular salesperson has sold? That is the meaning of it. So let's go ahead and let's write that particular query. I'm going to press a few enter signs over here so that I get a blank slate here. And let me start with the total sales over here. And I'm going to say that select the total, that is what is the meaning of saying total sales is a sum of what you say quantity sold. I think let me, it's not giving me the field name. I think that field name is quantity sold, sum of the quantity sold. Okay, and I'm going to call this one as total sales. This is what is the total sales. What is the sum of this? So sum of quantity sold. You are going to make the sum. Now you are not going to make the whole sum. You are going to select the specific salesperson. For example, this is the salesperson for the month 1 and 2. What is the total sales? So this is what you're going to sum. Similarly, for the other salesperson, sales number 3 or 4, whatever it is, sales number 3. Suppose if you take sales number 3, what is for the month 2 months over here, what is the total sales? This is what you're going to do. Naturally, you are going to group them according to the serial number. So remember, serial number is unique. If you notice over here, serial number is unique, but month is changing. Serial number is unique, the month is changing. Okay, for this serial number, for this salesperson in the month of January and February, and maybe March, April, and so on, maybe there, but we have not so many data which is available over here. But for this salesperson, for the 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, whatever it is, what is the total sales? For this salesperson, what is the total sales? For this salesperson, if you notice over here, for this salesperson, serial number is 002. In the month of January and February, what will be the total sales? So this is what we are going to do it. Okay, so finally we are going to group them according to the serial number. So what did this person say? So, okay, for total sales of each salesperson, okay, and they said considering, if you look at this one, considering only those months sales where target has been reached. So what is the meaning of it is you need to total them, no doubt. You need to total them only when this person has achieved the target. Look at the, what was the target? 100. Or how much he has sold is 105. What was the target? 150. How much he has sold? 135. Here the target has been reached. But if you look at this particular thing, serial number 004, in the month of March, target given was 400 the items to be sold, but what was the target that this person has reached is 45. So this cannot be considered. So consider only those records where the target has been reached. This person has reached the target that was specified to them. So for example, 200 is the target, 195 is the quantity sold. This is not to be considered because here the target is not been reached. So let's try to give this from, definitely we need to write this from sales details. What was this? Sales detail. This is a table name, sales detail, where what is the condition? Where the quantity sold must be greater than or maybe equal to. Okay, equal to means also you have reached the target. It is not greater than means you have exceeded the target. So that is the meaning of it. Okay, and I have already told you, you need to group them by their serial number. So this is what you're going to do it. Now, just to make the thing, otherwise, this is what they have actually asked for. Okay, display the total sales they have asked, but I'm going to make slightly more interesting, but I'm going to show the serial number. Otherwise, we don't know who is this person and how much he has or she has achieved it. So let me copy it. Let me take it over here. And I'm going to go to this part and I'm going to select A and Control C and Control B, and I'm going to just run this one. And group by, I missed by, sorry. There is a by here, group by serial number. I just missed that. Let's go ahead and let me try it one more time, and let me run it. And you notice that the sales number 001, he has achieved, he or she has achieved the target of total sales as 105. Why not the other? So if you look at this sales person 101, this person has reached the quantity sold. Where is this? Okay. This person, if you look at this person, so this is the serial number 1001, and here also you have a serial number 1001. How much he has achieved? Okay, so 150 and 135. So this is the sum. And the next, if you look at this person, 1001. Okay, second person, where is this second person? And in the second person, this person has not reached the target, so this is ruled out. For the third person, if you look at 003 over here, this person has achieved the target, so no doubt about it. The fourth person never achieved the target. So if you look at here, the fourth person never achieved the target, but I am a bit skeptic about why this. I think my sales details. What is this table? I have two tables now. I'm getting confused whether I'm using the same table. 101 it has come. Let's look at the other one. I'm going to just keep it here. So 002. Let me fix this 002. 002 is this, and 002. Where is the 002? Is this. 435 is achieved, and 435, it should have been the 435, but what we have achieved is a very different thing altogether. So 435 plus, what is that I am doing? Quantity sold. It should have come as 435 plus 195 should have come there, but what we notice here is it is only giving me 435. Okay, so if you look at this one 003, it has added this one. So what I can do, so that is the next question. Okay, can I put let me, can I put here order by sales, let me put it here, order by sales number. Okay, order by, what is this, sales number. Okay, so can I do this one and just run it? So this is what I wanted to achieve. So let me go here and let me run this one. Okay, order by sales number. Let me run it. So 135, I think I am not achieving that target. Why it is, let me go over here and let me check whether okay, so this second part is correct. I am simply getting confused. I don't know why. If you look at this, second one is correct. So I took it the other way around. The 200 was the target, and 135, 195, and that is why this cannot be considered. For the same second one, this target is achievable. Okay, this is achievable. For the first target, I think first one I am getting confused. 105 is achieved, and serial number 2. Okay, this is correct. I don't know. I got, sorry about that. I got my mind is taking this part as the quantity sold and this part as the target. That is why I got confused as to, but this is correct. Okay, so reason why it is correct again, if you got confused, sorry about that. See, this is the 100 items to be sold. Target was given, 105 actually sold. Here 150 was the target and sold is 135. That means this is not considered. So your total is correct. Okay, and 435 is because see, if you look at this here 1002 for this serial number, 200 was the target, 195 was achieved. This is ruled out. Again, for the 200, 350 was the target and 435 was sold, and I got this one. Okay, And finally, we have serial number 003. If you notice over here, 400 was target, 455 was sold, 350 was target, 500 was sold. Sum of them, these together, is 960, and that is what is being sold. Sorry about that. So unnecessarily I wasted your video time. Anyhow, I got messed up with that. Okay, so this order by is not required. This part is I will remove it. Order by is not really required. Let's go ahead with the second one. And in the second one, we have if the commission of 150 has been provided for each item after reaching the target. So what is the meaning of this particular thing? So you have this particular sales item over here. If you look at this particular first record over here, and what does this first record says is 100 was the target. This was the target, and quantity sold is 105. So what is the excess of above the target? Excess above the target is 105 minus 100. That means 5 items were sold. For each item, what they are saying is 50 rupees commission will be given. So he is going to get 250 rupees now. If you look at these two have not achieved. If you look at here, 400 was the target, 455 is the quantity sold. So what is the excess above 400 is 55. So for this 55, for every item, we are supposed to give 50 rupees. So how am I achieving it? So I am saying quantity minus the target. Quantity minus the target, provided the quantity is greater than the target. If you look at here, this quantity is less than the target. We are not considering this record. Here, the quantity sold is greater than the target. So we are considering here. So if the quantity sold is greater than the target, then we subtract quantity minus the target. Okay, one we have achieved. And similarly, we are going to here, if you notice that this is too higher over here, nearly 155 difference is there for this. So you have to sum this one. You have to sum the commission for this. For excess, whatever excess you are getting above the target, for every item, we are going to multiply it with 50 rupees. So for every extra item that you are selling, in other words, for every extra item you are selling, for every item you are going to get 50 rupees. So for in the month of April, he is going to get he or she is going to get extra amount here. In the month of March, serial number 003, he is going to get some extra commission. Okay, we have to sum those commission. So how do we do that thing? So we are supposed to, let's write the query. We are supposed to say select the sum of what is that? The let's first get this one. What did we do that thing? We said the quantity sold minus target. Okay, quantity sold minus target. Extra whatever you are getting, multiply it with the 50. So that is what is they have said. Okay, so if you look at here again, quantity sold minus the target. Quantity sold minus target. So what is the difference? 105 minus 100. 5 is the excess. That's a difference between 105 and 100 is 5. Multiply it with the 50. For every item you are getting 50. So quantity sold minus target. For every item whatever you are getting, for that you are supposed to multiply it with the 50. This is what we are writing it, but we have to sum them all. So in other words, see, the person might have sold the item in the month of January, in the month of February, in the month of March, in the month of April, May, June, and so on. So for every month, excess item, whatever that person is selling, he or she is going to get 50 rupees per item. So for every month within that year, we have to find the total. So that is what we are supposed to do it. Let me go ahead over here. Let's read the remaining part of the question. So commission of 50 is provided. Okay. After reaching that target, calculate and display the total commission. So I'm going to call this one as total commission. So this is what they said, total commission. This is what they are saying, commission. Okay. Okay, from my table. So what is this name of the table? Sales details is my table. What is the condition? Where, remember, the condition that we have used is the quantity sold must be greater than the target. Quantity sold must be greater than the target. Quantity sold must be greater than target. So this is the condition. Otherwise, we are going to get a negative there. So where quantity sold is greater than or equal to, let me make it as greater than, because if it is equal, you are not selling anything extra there, so you're not going to get 0 as your commission. So extra means greater than. I'm going to make it as strictly greater than. Okay, and we have to do it for every salesperson. This is what said. Okay, for each salesperson. How do I get for each salesperson? We will group them. So group by salesman number. So that is simple as that. Okay, so let's go ahead and again I want to show the serial number here, so that even though the serial number is also shown, even though that is not asked, but I'm going to just show that serial number. It makes it easier to see what is going on. Okay, let me run it, and you notice there. Okay, so for the salesperson 1 you get 250 rupees commission. For the sales number 2 you get some commission. For the sales number, definitely you are going to get a higher commission. The reason being, if you notice that sales number 3, this difference is very huge here, nearly 150 into that is 150 difference is there. That 150 or 160 difference may become 155 difference may become. For that, if you multiply into 50, it's going to be a very large number. Okay, but if you look at this culprit, that is 4004, this person has not sold anything above excess the target, so that person's name is not included here. Okay, done with that. Let's go ahead with the next one. Let me make slightly space here, and let's look at this one. Okay, display the sales number of those who never reached the target. So that means to say that who has not reached the target. So let's break it into two parts. Let's try to find all those persons who have achieved their target. So how do I get that? I want to find the distinct serial numbers. So I don't want to get it repeated. So if I say this person, I'm going to say distinct serial number. I just want to get the serial number from the table. What is the name of the table? Is a sales details table. Where, what is this that I want to write is where the quantity sold, okay, is greater than or equal to target. So what is the meaning of this is I want to find out all those persons who have achieved their target. At least once they achieved their target. So let me run this one in my database, and let's see what I'm going to get it. So I'm going to run it, and you know very well all these people have achieved serial number 001, 02, 03. All of them, at least once they have achieved their target. Serial number 001 achieved the target once, but the second time 150 target was given, this person failed to achieve it. That's okay once this person has achieved. But if you look at this culprit 4004, that person never achieved the target even once. That is why that person's name is not there in this list. Okay, this person has not achieved the list. Now I need to find only those people, these people's data, 001, 002, 003. Only they are required. The 004 is ruled out because that person has not achieved any target. Okay, not even once that person has not achieved the target. So let's look at this. What is that they are saying? Display the serial numbers, okay, of those who never achieved the target. So let's go ahead and let's do this particular thing. So I'm going to get display distinct serial numbers from this one. This part I'm going to write a serial number. We have to get it. And what is that we are supposed to say? Okay, where this person, where the quantity sold is less than target. Okay? This means to say that this person has not achieved the target. Okay? This person has not achieved the target, but the only thing is here, this is only once. Okay, so this person has not achieved the target once. Okay, let me run this one again. Okay, let me copy it and just run it over here, and you're going to get 004 also. Okay, this person has not achieved the target, this person has not achieved the target, this person has not. Why? Because you know very well 001 failed to achieve the target here. 150 was given, 135 was the target. 002, if you look at here, the target given was 400, where is the target given was 200, and this person failed to achieve this target, and definitely 004 never achieved the target. Now out of this, the culprits are not 001 and 002. They have achieved the target at least once. If you notice over here, these people have achieved the target once. So 001 has achieved the target. Target was 100 was given, 105, at least once this person has achieved it. This person 002, if you look at here, target 350 target was given, 435 they have achieved. So out of this, these two are not to be included. So I have to again fine tune it. Now if I just say where the quantity sold is less than target, I'm not going to get it. I'm going to get all of them, including the culprit. But from this, these two people have to be relaxed. How do I relax them? I'm going to say that, where is this query? I'm going to say that these people have achieved the target at least once. How do I say that this person has achieved the target at least once? Is this. This is the look at this particular query. What does this particular query says? This person has sold the item at least once. This is what is the idea. At least once. Not, I cannot run half of it. I have to run this whole query. So serial number 001 and 002, at least once they have achieved the target. So now I have to say that those who have not achieved the target, okay, throughout they have not achieved the target, but those persons whose name is not there in this list, this is at least once they have achieved. This part, this query is they never achieved the target. Okay, so that is not correct. We have to say that where the quantity sold is less than the target and their serial numbers are not in this query. So what is this query? Where they have achieved this query. So these people have achieved the target at least once. At least once they have achieved the target. These people have never achieved the target, but they might not have achieved the target once or twice or thrice, but at least once in their whole year, even if at least in the month of January, June, July, somewhere they achieved the target. Somewhere they said, okay, I reached the target. Then they are given an excuse. They are exempted. Okay, you go out. Okay, at least once you've done it. But if you look at this 004, among the data what I have here, this person never achieved the target. So this is a person who is culprit, and we are going to include that person's name, and we are going to relax this serial number 001, even though that is salesman number 001, even though this person has achieved less than the target, but at least in lifetime, at least once the target was reached. So I'm going to give an excuse to this particular salesman. Let's go ahead and let's run this query and let's see what we are going to achieve. So if you run this query, I think I never copied. I think I copied the whole thing though. Okay, let's go ahead and let's copy this thing. Control C and Control V, and let me run it. And you notice that I have this time only the culprit. So even though these people have 001 and 002, where not achieved their target, but we excuse them and say that the persons who have not achieved the target, but at least once if they have achieved it, we will not include them. So not in the at least once achieved target. So this is the idea. Then let's go ahead with the next query. And what is the next query? Display the serial number, month, and quantity sold. I'm going to just copy this one. So these three are definitely required. Control C, and I'm going to just make the select statement. So select the month. Let me put comma serial number from my table. Definitely, I have only one table there. So if you get this particular question, you feel that you are luckiest one, and if you think that in life you are unlucky, and during the examination if you get this particular question, then say that you are wrong, you are the luckiest one. This is the simplest question, or the question that you have, the problem that you have in the entire list. Okay, so let's look at the sales number, month, and quantity sold of a salesperson who are within this number, that is serial number 001 and 003. This is a straightforward thing. So get the, in other words, get the details of serial number 003 and the serial number 003, 001, and 003. That's simple as that. There is nothing much to be done. So where serial number in, what is this one? So they have already given 001. I'm going to just copy from there. You know that I'm a bit lazy in typing the thing, so I'm going to just copy it. This is the first serial number, comma the second serial number. I'm going to just make this a serial number, and I'm going to just change this serial number as 00. What is this? 003. That is what they have said. So they said 003 and 001. Get the details of this serial number. These details of the serial number 001 and 003. Select it and then just run it, and you are done with it. So Control A, Control V, and let's run it. And this is what you get. For serial number 001, this is the item that this person has sold. If you notice over here, these numbers are 001 and 003. This is what they have asked for, and this is what we are giving the display. So this is what they said. So get the display of display the details of serial number, month, quantity source of the salesperson with the serial number 001 and 003. This is the simple as that. With that, we have achieved all the questions. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next class.